Hi, in today's video I'm going to be covering playing web videos with MPV. Now the reason why you want to do this is because it's going to use a lot less CPU, but the problem is the actual process we've got to go through. So normally what I do is come across, copy link, switch to the terminal, type MPV, single quotes, paste and press return. And yeah, it works, but it's really annoying. It's a long process to actually go through. It's too many clicks for me. So what I was thinking is there's got to be a better way to do this. So basically the process that we want to automate is after copying the link. So, you know, we copy the link here. We then want to do something to automate that process because, as I said, you know, MPV, do that. And then typically what I'll do is it'll launch on my laptop display, and then I have to move this window to my external monitor and then put it full screen. So that's too many key presses for me. So what I wanted to do was have a way to basically get the URL from the clipboard and play it with MPV using a keyboard shortcut. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just put the volume down a bit. So I'm just going to come across here, do copy link, and then press the keyboard shortcut. And what you see in a couple of seconds is the video is going to open full screen.
So Amanda, thank you for joining me here on the MacBlade Challenge V. Great to see you.
Great to be here, Matty.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's what we want to do, is basically just be able to copy the link, press the keyboard shortcut, and have the video open full screen on our second display. So how do we do that? Well, what we're going to be doing is using a program called sxhkd, which is a keyboard daemon that was originally developed for BSBWM. And what this allows you to do is create global keyboard shortcuts that will actually run a script or a command. So what we've got down here is the actual command. And what I'm using is task-spooler, which is a program I've shown you in previous videos that allows you to queue up commands to be executed one after another. And the reason why we're doing that is because that then allows us to come through, copy links to the clipboard, press our keyboard shortcut, and it's going to queue the videos up. Once the first video has stopped playing, it's going to play the second one and so on. So that's why we're using task-spooler. Then we're using MPV with the --fs option for full screen, with the --screen equals 1 option, which will put the video full screen on our second display, because obviously the screen starts from a 0 index, so 0 would be your laptop screen, 1's going to be your next monitor. And then what we're doing is we're running a subshell here with xclip-o, and what that's going to do is that's going to copy the URL from the clipboard, and then finally what we do is we redirect standard output to dev null, so we don't get any stuff in the terminal or what have you. So that's all we need to do. If you're not using sxhkd and you're using a desktop like GNOME or KDE or something like that, you can just define a keyboard shortcut in that desktop, and then basically what we can do is we can come across and we can just copy these URLs, click the keyboard shortcut, and it's going to queue the videos up. So what I'll do is I'll do this quickly because I'm doing it all on one display, and obviously the video is going to cover the browser. So I'm going to do copy link, press the keyboard shortcut, copy another link, press the keyboard shortcut.
So Amanda, thank you for joining me here on the MacBlade Challenge V. Great to see you.
Great to be here, Matty.
Thank you.
Quit that. It's going to queue up the next video.
Bonjour everyone, welcome back to the MacBlade Challenge V. Welcome to your match reaction.
Okay, so you get the gist. And the advantages of this is typically I keep my browser open on my laptop screen, and I use my second display for watching videos while I potter about doing stuff. And this basically allows me just to come across, copy link. So, you know, let's do something else. Let's do Adam Pearson. Okay, so here's some other videos. Here's Adam Pearson and Peter Beardsley, so I can just copy that. Keyboard shortcut, give it a couple of seconds.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Matchday vlog on the channel. Yeah, I've got
See if we can get to the bit with Peter Beardsley.
coming out and just meeting fans, so all the money that you put in, so yeah. So anyway guys, we're here have a few beauty and just
There you go, there's the man himself. So this basically allows us to cut out a lot of keyboard shortcuts, so a lot of typing. So if we count the clicks, so copy, so that's the first thing we normally do. I'll then have to type MPB, that's 3, single quote 4, paste 5, 6, turn, that's 7. Then I'd have to move it to another screen, so that's 8. Then I have to put it full screen, that's 9. So that's 9 clicks just to you know, get the video open full screen on my second display, and that's just too much work. So if I just come across to something else, already done that one. So let's do Rubenstein. What am I not spelling this properly right? There we go. There's Rubenstein. So you can sort of come across and obviously just copy the URL from up here. You know, Control C and Control L to select it, Control C. Then once you've done that, all you need to do is press the keyboard shortcut. And in this case, what I'm using is Control Super and X. So what I do is Control Super, press X, give it a couple of seconds.
Newcastle United draw 1-1 with Bournemouth at the weekend as we head into the international break.
Okay. So the other thing that you can do is if I come across, why is it giving me some error messages out there? Okay, it's giving me some error messages in FFmpeg for some reason. So yeah, I'll have to look into that. Let's see what this is. Failed to create XDG screensaver 2. So I'm wondering if that's, I don't think that's related to MPV, but I better check. But this is just an easy way to have your browser open on your laptop, come across, copy the link, instead of all that, you know, MPV, this was too much work. Just press the keyboard shortcut, give it 4 or 5 seconds.
Yes, guys, this.
There you go. And it said you can queue the videos up, and let me just see while that's failed to create XD screensaver. So I'm using this with task-spooler. So if I run TSP, that's going to list out all the finished videos. TSP-C. What's this failed to create XDG screensaver 2? I'm not sure if that's OBS or if that's just something. So I'm going to have a look at that and see, but I don't think that's related to this keyboard shortcut that I've created. But basically, all you need to do is actually create a keyboard shortcut with sxhkd and install task-spooler. So task-spooler would be app search task-spooler. I think it may be, yeah, it's a dash task-spooler. So it's got a few different names on different distributions, how it's actually the package name, but that's what you want, task-spooler, and that's going to allow you to queue up videos one after another to be played sequentially. When the first video ends, it's going to go on to the next one. So it just means you can come across into YouTube, and instead of opening, you know, the video in your browser, and you know, it's a bit of a pain because if you're using a browser and you're wanting to, you know, search for stuff, you then have to move, you know, open another browser window, maybe copy it, you know, move it across to your second display, that sort of thing. You're constantly moving your mouse back and forth. it just makes it a bit easier, a bit less work. And again, you can do the same thing with desktops, you know, GNOME, KDE, Cinnamon, XFCE. They'll allow you to create keyboard shortcuts, and basically all you need to do is put in code like this. So if you don't want to use task-spooler, don't use the TSP. --fs is for full screen. --screen equals 1 specifies, you know, the display you want it to open up on. And again, this is xclip, so you need to make sure you've got xclip installed, which you probably will by default. And xclip-o will actually display what's on the clipboard. So if I come across here and copy this URL, see what the URL's om, so that ends in om. And if I come across here, xclip-o, you'll see it's printed out here. Actually prints it out with the % sign here showing that it's doesn't print out a new line character. So I had some issues trying to pipe xclip into MPV, so that's why I'm using a subshell here. So we're running task-spooler, MPV, xclip, and then redirecting the output to dev null. So let me just check. Why is this? Am I getting this failed? Create XDD screensaver. Yeah, but basically that's the gist of it. It just makes it a lot easier to open videos with MPV. And if I come across to itv.com, which is in the UK, the live streams for ITV don't work with MPV player. So if you come across to watch live, you can't actually watch any of these links using MPV. But if I come across to categories and just select anything here, let's come across to films. Let's just do an old film. So come across, copy link, keyboard shortcut, give it a couple of seconds. There you go. Now the other advantage of using MPV instead of your browser is that you can do cool things with MPV, like apply audio effects with a keyboard shortcut, which I've shown you in a previous video show. Let me just come back to YouTube and I'll demo that. But that was just a quick note that you can actually play all the content on ITV player with MPV apart from the live streams. On BBC iPlayer you can play basically everything, but on Channel 4 they use DRM, so you can't play it at all. So the other issue is videos that may be a bit quiet. So if I copy the link here, there's the keyboard shortcut. I showed you this in a previous video. If I press F1, it's going to show you these, flash up these keyboard shortcuts for audio effects that comply with MPV. So if I press F2, it's going to apply the loud norm filter. Okay, it's going to pause a second there while it's, because it's a live thing. If I could do it with speech, it'd be better. But I demoed it in a previous video, so I'll send you, I'll share it here. But just fast forward a bit. Okay, audio filtered off. I'm not sure if OBS is capturing that properly, but that's one of the advantages of using MPV, is that you can do stuff like apply audio effects. You can also adjust the aspect ratio, because quite frequently you'll get videos that are being put on YouTube that were originally 4:3 but have been stretched out to 16:9, and the you know, the picture just looks funny. It kind of looks stretched. Everyone looks a bit stretched. Open the video in MPV. You can just hit Shift A, I think it is, to toggle through the aspect ratios, and that will fix that issue. So that's another reason to use MPV instead of the built-in browser sort of player, is that you can, you know, apply audio effects, you can change the aspect ratio, that sort of thing, and it's also going to use a lot less CPU. Typically MPV will use maybe between 10, 20, 25% CPU. If you're playing it in the browser, you can expect upwards of 50 to 60% of your CPU being used, and you know, that's going to lead to things like your fans kicking in, whirring away, and you know, there's no need for it. So just using MPV as an external player is great, and it works on loads of sites. If you have it uses YTDLP in the back end, which is a fork of YouTube DL, and that's got hundreds of supported sites. So if you search for YTDLP supported sites, you'll actually come across the list should be up here, supported sites, and it's going to show you a list of all the sites that can be played with MPV using the YTDLP backend. So you can see here, I scroll through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sites. So that's the advantage, and it just means less typing. It's just a lot quicker, and also allows you to queue videos up as well. So using task-spooler just means you can come across, go copy link, I want to watch that, press the keyboard shortcut, copy the link, press keyboard shortcut, give it a couple of seconds, bang. Okay, and now this is the I'll pause this here and just show you the aspect ratio. Obviously this is correct, but if I press Shift A, you'll see it will actually toggle through the aspect ratios. So if I click this, it's going to open the next video. There we go, open the next video. I'm not going to play it, but you get the idea. So this is really useful. You only need a couple of tools reinstalled. Task-spooler, sudo apt install task-spooler, MPV, and xclip. So you should have xclip installed by default, and that's all you need to do. Use sxhkd, which again is a keyboard daemon developed for BSBWM, or your desktop's, shortcuts. Put in the code, and that should do the job. And of course, you can change the MPV options here. If you don't want it full screen, you just want to pop up on the same display, just remove those sections. But it just basically allows you to queue up videos a lot quicker, rather than having to constantly shift to the terminal. So copy, normally what I was doing is copy the link, come across MPV, the press return, put it full screen, put it to the next display, and that's just a pain to have to do multiple times a day, and it's just much quicker just to go copy link, keyboard shortcut, done. So that's all for now. I'll put links to all this under the video, and hope that helps make MPV a bit more usable with supported sites on the web. So again, check the supported sites. It plays everything like ITV Player, BBC, YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, all that kind of stuff. And you can now just come across, copy the link, press the keyboard shortcut, and watch the video. And it's really useful in that you can actually now create a queue of stuff to actually watch. So you can just come across, I could queue this up, I'll queue something up from YouTube, and they're just going to play one after another. And then you can just check what's being queued up in task-spooler. So you can see here's all the finished videos. I just type TSP-C, and that clears the output there. Let me just show you Let me copy link, do this again. Okay, and now if I switch here, if I run tsp dash lowercase c, you'll actually see it brings up the interface for MPV. You can't interact with it, it's just showing you the output, and then just control C, so you can actually see where, you know, the point in the video is or anything like that, or you can see how many videos are queued up, that sort of thing. But I did a whole video on that. So if I come across here, wrong one. Bastard. Okay, so yeah, I did a video about MPV toggling the equalizer there, and also if you just come across here and search for like task-spooler. Okay, and yeah, that was one I did, Q videos with Pilfer and task-spooler using Kodi. And some other stuff, how to queue things up with Newsboat and W3M as well. But task-spooler is really useful, allows you to queue up commands to be executed one after another, and in this case that's going to be the videos we want to play. So having a little keyboard shortcut allows us just to take the contents of the clipboard, play the URL full screen on our second display, without having to, you know, switch to the terminal, type out MPV, paste in the URL, move the video about, put it full screen. It's just much more convenient. So it's only, again, it's only one line of code for the keyboard shortcut, which does the job. And you know, you can put it in sxhkd or in your desktop shortcuts. Gnome's got shortcuts. I think if I open the settings, it will allow me to open the settings on Gnome. Okay, so keyboard. So this only applies if you're actually in Gnome. I'm running it xmonad, so that's why I don't use this. But you come to custom keyboard shortcuts. You know, add a shortcut, put in the name, put in the command, and then add the shortcut. So that's what you do if you're running Gnome. Same sort of deal if you're on KDE or xfce or Cinnamon or Mate. They all have shortcuts, so you should just be able to put in the code, create a keyboard shortcut, and make sure the keyboard shortcut doesn't interfere with any other applications that you use. So that's why I'm using Control Super and X, because it means I don't have to move my hand too much. I can just, you know, copy. So I can select, you know, a URL. You can come across here and Control L to select, Control C, and then the keyboard shortcut. So you can either copy from the bar up here, to select it with Control L, Control C it, then press the keyboard shortcut, or you can just come across, just copy link on any video, and then press the keyboard shortcut, and it's going to do the same thing. So that's just something that's been bugging me for ages. Playing videos with MPV. Yeah, there are browser extensions that let you, you know, launch MPV, but then you've got to use a browser extension. You know, sometimes they break, or you know, they're not being updated. This way, you've got the code yourself. You can fix it. You can change it to whatever you want to do. If you want to have it open up on your third display or fourth display, you can do that. If you want to set MPV to open a specific size or a specific area of the screen, that's possible as well. So that's just putting a few things together, coupling a few little tools together to create a keyboard shortcut that will allow us to watch videos with less clicks using MPV instead of the built-in browser player. So hope that helps, and that's all for now.